Hi, it's Vex, and today we continue our Kaldheim journey. That's right, some people call it Kaldheim. I think the official name is Kaldheim. And today we have Esika, God of the Trees, another immortal double-faced gods. Not immortal god, but immortal double-faced cards. And let's see what Esika does. She has, one green, vigilance, mana dork, add 1 mana of any color. And then also grants other legendary creatures you control have vigilance and add 1 mana of any color. So same stats as Esika does, 1/4, bolt proof, but no one plays bolt. No one plays bolt in Commander, right? And then the other side is the Prismatic Bridge, I guess the Bifrost. And it costs Wooburg. So this is a Wooburg commander, 5-color commander because of the backside. It says at the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a creature or planeswalker card. Put that card onto the battlefield and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. So not legendary creature, just creature or planeswalker. Because this one says legendary creature, but the backside says just creature or planeswalker. So you kind of cascade every upkeep, you cascade into a creature or planeswalker and put it in the battlefield. You don't actually cast. So that is Esika, God of the Tree. So we want to do something fun. I know our first deck tech we did with Kaldheim was Turgid right there. We want to do something really fun. And since she's God of the Tree, right, we want to find the World Tree, which she's God of. So we had to take a path to the World Tree. Of course, they made a card called Path to the World Tree. Let's take a look at that real quick here. That's a new card. It says when Path to the World Tree enters the battlefield, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand. So just a rampant growth that puts a land to your hand, not in the battlefield. And also, it's got Wooburg, 2 in Wooburg, same as Golos, right? It's not as good as Golos, trust me. Sacrifice Path to the World Tree. You gain 2 life, draw 2 cards. Target opponent loses 2 life. Path of the World Tree deals 2 damage to up to 1 target creature, and create 2/2 green bear token. So again, I always mention this every video. Always have your tokens. You got the clerics, the zombie warrior, bear, the bear token that we talked about, right? Tybalt, of course. All right, let's move this down here. Oh, I took that out of the camera. So Path to the World Tree. What we're trying to find is the World Tree, which Esika is the god of, right? First step, Path to the World Tree. Second step, World Tree. Now, this is a 5-color commander staple. Yes, they made a staple for 5-color commanders. Let's read it. ETB tapped, right? Tapped, add 1 green. But as long as you control 6 or more lands you control have add 1 mana of any color. So it's a chromatic lantern on land. And it essentially fits perfectly into Golos because Golos costs 5. You find the World Tree, you have 6. All your lands have 4 Wooburg. So what you can do, the World Tree just doesn't have that clause, right? It's got to be more awesome. It's not even mythic, and it's not even legendary. I know people are complaining it's not legendary. It technically is a legendary place, but you can have multiple quote-unquote mana bonds with a tree, so you don't need it to make it legendary. And what the World Tree says, it's got the Progenitus activation, white, blue, black, red, green. Tap, sack it, search your library for any number of god cards, put them on the battlefield, and shuffle your library. So what that means is this deck is a deck of the gods. That's right. We are going God tribal. What we really want to do is find this card, the World Tree, play it, make your Progenitus mana, sack it, bring out all the gods. So, since the goal of the deck is to find the World Tree, let's see what cards we have to actually find the World Tree. Oh, look, there's that Golos I was talking about where you pay 5, and then play Golos, get the World Tree, that'll be your 6th land, then you can tap for Wooburg. That's a good way to find a World Tree here. Other ways are crop rotation. You do have to sacrifice a land, so unfortunately it does let you search for any land. Crop rotation is good to find a World Tree. Good old demonic tutor. I mean, it also can find anything else you want too, but it's a way to find a World Tree. Albeit a very sad way because you're demonic tutoring for a land. But Sylvan Scrying, land tutor, Reap and Sow. This is pretty neat. It's a very expensive tutor. It costs 4. You can either destroy target land or search a library for a land card and put it into the battlefield. Or you can pay 6, destroy and search. So that's pretty neat there. Oh man, card dirty, huh? Been using it a lot. Hour of Promise. Search your library for two land cards, so World Tree and something else. The other clause doesn't matter because I'm not playing any deserts. Expedition Map, search for land. So those are ways to get the World Tree. So essentially I loaded up on a lot of ways to get the World Tree. That's our goal of the deck, is to get the World Tree, play all the gods, like just do the theme. Again, it's not as powerful as other decks. I'm just trying to be on theme. I think it's just really fun and flavorful sometimes to have just, like a fun deck, a god tribal deck. So those are the tutors. So here are our gods, as you saw with the tokens. I have a Tybalt Cosmic Imposter token. So we have Valky, God of Lies, and if you guys have been playing Modern or Legacy, people were just cascading to Valky, God of Lies, but really into Tybalt Cosmic Imposter right there. So let's do a quick read of these new gods. I know Kaldheim has like essentially text soup, so it's just so much text on all the cards because they're now multiple double face cards just full of text. But anyways, let's do a quick gander. When Valky enters the battlefield, each opponent reveals their hand. So each opponent, all three. For each opponent, exile a creature card they revealed this way until Valky leaves the battlefield. So, that's cool. The next part is you pay X, choose a creature card, exile with Valky with converted mana cost X. Valky becomes a copy of that card. So, usually these copy cards have retain the ability so you can copy another card. However, when you copy, your copy is forever. When Valky copies something, it's forever. But the main part is, of course, Valky's a god, right? A god. Tybalt Cosmic Imposter is really cool. And as it enters battlefield, you get an emblem. You may play cards exile with Tybalt. You may spend mana as those and mana of any color to cast those spells. And then this is the first Planeswalker ever we see ETB make an emblem. They want to do it so you still cast a spell even if Tybalt's gone. And then you +2, exile top card of each player's library. Really, really good in Commander. It exiles your library and all three of your opponent's libraries, so you get 4 cards total. Very good. It's good. It's good in 1v1, but it's amazing in Commander because you can cast those whenever you can. I'll play those, like even lands. My bad. -3, exile target artifact creature. That's okay. Whatever. -8, exile all cards from all graveyards. So a little graveyard hate, but it's very hard to get to there. Add 3 red. All right, so that's Valky. We're basically going to try to play the Valky side. If you have mana, we'll play Tybalt, but of course we're going for gods, right? Another word soup right here. I had to read this like 4 times. Cosmina, God of the Voyage. I'm just going to say what it does. Summarize it. Is at beginning of your upkeep, you exile it, you put it in the exile zone, and it essentially has landfall. You get a choice of putting a +1/+1 counter on it, or putting it back to the battlefield, and when you put it back to the battlefield, you get to draw X cards, which equals number of +1/+1 counters it has. That's cool. Of course, it has another side. The Omen Keel. Ormondal, what am I talking about? That's a different card. It says, whenever vehicle you control, which is this one only, because that's only playing this vehicle, deals damage to a player. That player exiles that many cards from the top of their library, 3 damage. You may play land cards among those cards as long as they remain exiled. Crew 1. Again, most of the time, front card. Cosmina, God of the Voyage, right there. And then we have our last non-indestructible Kaldheim god, Kavoli. No, that's so wrong. Kolvori, God of Kinship. 2 green. As long as you control 3 or more legendary creatures, which essentially all the creatures here are legendary, Kolvori gets +4/+2, so essentially a 6/6 and vigilance. 6/6 vigilance. And the cool part is 1 green, look at the top 6 cards of your library. You may reveal a legendary creature card, which we have all of because they're all gods. Among them, put them into your hand. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. The cool part is, I will play the backside of this a lot, is the Ringheart Crest. Oh. So what it does is, as it enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. God, of course. Add 1 green, spend this mana only to cast a creature spell of the chosen type or a legendary creature spell. Essentially, it's just a 2-mana mana rock for green because you're playing all gods. It's just a creature mana rock. So those are the 3 modal double face card gods from the new Kaldheim set. So pretty cool. It costs 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we go back to our our classical gods are indestructible gods that are sometimes creatures, sometimes not. Our devotion gods from Theros, right? We got Heliod, Sun Crown. We got the OG Heliod, god of the sun. Now these all do different things. They all have devotion essentially. They all have the clause as long as your devotion to whatever color they are less than 5. If it's a dual color god, it's less than 7. It isn't a creature, so it's just an enchantment. But it still stays indestructible. And this one grants other creatures you control vigilance. Can make little tokens. The recent Heliod is, has an infinite combo with Walking Ballista. It's whenever you gain life, put a +1/+1 counter target creature or enchantment you control. That's interesting to put +1/+1 counter on an enchantment. So you can put a +1/+1 counter on all the gods that are not creatures yet because they don't have devotion. And then target creature gains life link. OG Thassa, Scry and Unblockable. OG Erebos, opponents can't gain life, draw some cards. OG Nylea, give trample and then make things bigger. The new Nylea, creature cost reduction, and then again reveal top card of your library if it's a creature, put in your hand, otherwise put in your graveyard. Klothos, do some graveyard shenanigans with that. Xenagos, make things bigger. Aroas, god of victory, again make things give things menace essentially and prevent them damage. Pyreka, graveyard hate, make some creatures, pretty cool. Afara, god of the Polis, draw some cards. Karametra, get some Plains of Forest from your deck. Keranos, deal some damage, draw some cards. Crewfix, no Reliquary Tower. And I think Prophet of Crewfix, which is banned in Commander, is much better than Crewfix itself, but and then keep your mana. Phoenix, we got mill, we do some milling, and then Athreos, the last OG god, and this one you get to take things back, put the coin counters on, and try to resurrect things. What Athreos does. So those are your Theros gods right here. They are a lot of Theros gods. Remember, they're not active unless devotion is active. I try to have more of the green gods, as many green gods as I can from all the different god colors, but it will be hard to get devotion here. There are cards that help with devotion that we'll get to, but those are your Greek gods, your Kaldheim gods. Now onto your Amonkhet gods. Now they're always creatures, and they have indestructible, which is amazing, right? But they can't attack or block unless some clause is met. Oketra makes them warriors. Can't attack or block unless you control 3 or more creatures, other creatures. And then there's the God Eternals. So let's actually go through another OG god from Amonkhet. Ronus, the Indomitable. Death Touch, indestructible. So you need creature power 4 greater to attack, and then you can pump. So that's good. See, it's so hard. I feel like since Kaldheim's such a word soup now, I have all these gods with so much words on them. Why not? Let's just go with the theme of Kaldheim. More words, the better. God Eternals, Ketra. So these God Eternals are not indestructible, but they're very hard to kill because when they die or go into exile, you put them 3rd from the top of the library, so they keep coming back forever. This is when you cast a spell, make a 4/4 creature. God Eternal Bantu, ETB, sack some permanents, draw that many cards. God Eternal Ronus, double some power and ETB. And then, Death Touch, of course. And then has the die clause. Very hard to get rid of because you can't even exile it. If you Oblivion Ring, God Eternal Ronus, you could just tuck it back into your deck. The Scarab God, I had deck tech on that. This is, I love the Scarab God. You just make things eternal. It's awesome. The Scorpion God. These are the additional gods from Amonkhet that weren't in Amonkhet but at Hour of Devastation. The Scorpion God's in there. -1/-1 counter draw. Locust God makes some creatures when you draw. So those are the gods from Amonkhet. So our 3 world sets of gods. We have all the gods here. That's pretty neat. Okay, so another issue we have is devotion. We need to try to get devotion determined creatures because we gotta try to win somehow. If we could do the world tree thing and put them all on the battlefield, I think they all fulfill each other's devotion requirements. So that's one way to do it. Again, remember the main goal of the deck is to get the world tree in the battlefield. But besides that, we're trying to get devotion somehow. So Maelstrom Nexus has Wooburg at its cost. First spell you cast each turn has Cascade, so that helps you get devotion as well. Since the World Tree has Progenitus mana cost, right, where is this? Right here. Said forget it. Let's just play Progenitus itself. Right there. Protection from everything. Why not? And then another cool card that came out with in Theros Beyond Death is Altar of the Pantheon. And just increase your devotion to anything or any color or combination of colors by 1. So it's always +1 devotion to whatever you're counting. And it has a it's a mana rock. And it helps you gain life if you have God in the battlefield. Pretty cool. Alright. As with all that, as with all decks in EDH, just the standard removal package. You got your Swords, Plowshares. Again, this is a 5-color deck, but the good removal is in white, black, green, and blue, not red until you get to Blasphemous Act. So, because the gods are mostly indestructible, we have, in addition to more board wipes than usual, we still have pinpoint removal like Swords, Plowshares, Assassin's Trophy. We have Cyclonic Rift, always put that as kind of like a board wipe. D-Spark's so efficient, I always have it. Any deck that plays black and white, even in 5-color decks, Anguish on Makings. I mean, D-Spark's good. Anguish on Makings, insane. So we have essentially 3 cards to just get rid of whatever permanents we want. This has a low restriction here. D-Spark. Assassin's Trophy has no restriction. Swords of Plowshare. Any deck that plays white always has to have Swords of Plowshare. Ultra Staple right here. Cyclonic Rift. Of course, blue Ultra Staple, no matter what deck you're playing. Then we have some board wipes. We have 5 board wipes. Supreme Verdict. Cleansing Nova. Remember, if you destroy all artifacts and enchantments on Cleansing Nova, your enchantment gods have indestructible, so they're not affected by Cleansing Nova. So don't be afraid to do the artifacts and enchantments. Urza's Ruinous Blast. It's a legendary sorcery, so you have to have a legendary creature or planeswalker on the battlefield. Or exile all non-land permanents that aren't legendary. You do have a lot of legendary permanents. Good thing if the World Tree is a land, so you don't have to worry about that clause. So you get rid of a bunch of permanents. I know you can't get rid of commanders, but Urza's Ruinous Blast is really cool. So because we're playing essentially all legendaries here. Kindred Dominus, I know it's so good. You're playing all gods. You choose a creature type, destroy all creatures that aren't of chosen type. So destroy all non-god creatures. Very good. It doesn't work when your opponents have changelings. Just remember that fact. Blasphemous Act. Damage-based Wrath. We didn't include Toxic Deluge because they can kill our gods. We don't want our indestructible gods to die. So, no Toxic Deluge. Return of the Wild Speaker. Draw some guards because gods are non-humans for whatever reason, even though they're like humanoid. So, those are our removal card advantage cards here. Onto the ramp. 5-color deck. Bloom Tender. Excellent. Feybarrow Elder can make multiple colors of mana. Excellent. Farseek, you gotta get your lands. Nature's Lore, get your forest. 3 visits. I'm so happy it's got reprinted. 3 visits, those get your dual lands. Essentially, these 3 can get some dual lands or triomes, which is great. Cultivate Kadama's Reach. Sky Shadow Claim gets forest, which is again can be dual lands or triomes. Your standard artifact mana, Soul Ring, Arcane Saint, Fellwar Stone. Fellwar Stone is amazing in 5-color decks. Chromatic Lantern, why not? I'm just gonna say it. Why not have Chromatic Lantern? Even though the World Tree gives you Chromatic Lantern mana, you might not have it. You need some mana fixing. And you have 5-color deck, Chromatic Ori. Why not? Because it's fun. It's also legendary. It doesn't get killed by Urza's Ruinous Blast. So I think Chromatic Ori is pretty fun. Smothering Tide, good. All right, so this is an interesting deck. Usually 5-color decks, I try to power up a little bit, but I feel like I'm going to pull back away from fetch lands. They're getting a little expensive. I know I do have some expensive cards in the deck, but I'm fetchless mana base. So I'm actually really happy with this mana base because it's got Command Tower of the Rainbow Lands, Exotic Orchard, Mana Confluence, Cascading Cataract. Sometimes you need 5 mana in any kind of combination, like that Progenitus mana. And then you have all 5 triomes. I couldn't resist. I really wanted to play a 5-color deck with all 5 triomes. So there they are. You have 10 shock lands. There they are. You have this new land called Tyrite Sanctum. add 1 colorless. Unfortunate in a 5-color deck, but target legendary creature becomes a god. We're all gods, so we skip that clause. Sacrifice Tyrant Sanctum, put an indestructible counter on target god. So what you can do is you can say target legendary creature becomes a god in addition to its other types, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Even though it's already god, you can still put +1/+1 counter on it. So you could activate that over and over again and put more +1/+1 counters on it. That's like a hidden mode, because it doesn't say target non-god creature becomes a god. It just says target legendary creature becomes a god. In a pinch, you pay 4, sacrifice this, put an indestructible counter on target god. I know gods mostly are indestructible, but some are not, so it's still good. Bojuka Bog, you got a lot of land tutors. There's some graveyard shenanigans going around. Bojuka Bog's good. You got all these different named lands. Field of Dead's good, just in case you draw it. Got some basic lands. And because of Field of Dead and because of Kaldheim, we got some snow-covered lands to augment our basic lands. So there you go. That's our God Tribal, Esika, God of the Tree deck tech. All right, so I'm going to shuffle the deck and do a little goldfishing for you guys. But before I do, remember, if you enjoy this video, enjoy this deck tech, give it a thumbs up. If you enjoy my videos in general, smash the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to get alerted to when I have new videos. I have the deck list and TCG player affiliate link in the description below. Help support the channel, help keep this channel going, help me make more cool deck techs. All right, so I'm going to shuffle this deck up, and we'll be right back. All right, we are back. I totally forgot to mention this in the beginning. We want to cast the other side of Esika, the Prismatic Bridge. We only cast Esika if we need the mana production. Otherwise, I would recommend casting the Prismatic Bridge because, you know, it's like free mana. Bring stuff into play all the time. All right, let's do our opening hand here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Let's see what we get. World Tree? Nope, no World Tree. Okay, it's not World Tree, but we got a low curve here. You know, 3 mana God, Anguish Unmaking, 2 mana Ramp, Farseek. Okay, let's see what we got here. Turn 1. I mean, look at these shock lands and shock ourselves to death. Remember, this is more of a base green deck. Bant, so we want blue. We got blue, so we want a green card for Farseek. Let's go. Draw a card. Bant. Oh, look at that World Tree. Okay, I guess we don't have to beg for that card. It just comes to us. That ETB taps all the time, so we'll play that first. It does not grant the Chromatic Lantern mana yet until you have 6 lands. So, turn 2. Draw a card here. More lands. Okay, we got tons of blue mana. All the blues shocks, right? Am I right? All right, so we want a green land that's not a blue land. How about that? All right, we'll shock ourselves since we have green here, we'll shock ourselves for Hallowed Fountain. We'll go Farseek right here. Let's see what Triome. We want a Triome, right? Yep. Let's find a nice little Triome here. This is where we would say, hey, next player, just go while I look for this Triome. That's the cool part about Commander, because there's so many players, and you're just like, hey, just go, I'll find this Triome. Savai Triome. That is not a green Triome. Nope. Where are you, Triome? Rugen Triome. That's definitely not a green Triome. Here. Indultus Triome. Maybe. Katria Triome. Zagoth Triome. Let's get that one. There we go. It's got a blue there. Green. Huh. Is there another Triome that does not have blue? I think Indulta Triome might be it. Is a green Triome. Catcher Triome has blue in it. Okay. My bad. My bad. The non-blue but green Triome. Okay. Shuffle our deck up again. Enter turn. Oops. Cut for reals. Enter turn 3. All right, now we got our mana situated. See what we get. Bam. Ketra, 4 mana one. Okay, so we got choices here. We could play Cosmina. I think what we'll do is play our Cosmina right there. Right? It's a 2/4. Beginning of their upkeep, exile, and then has landfall and such. Then we'll just play our Steam Vents, get a red color in there. Then we'll be like, go. This deck's not fast by any means. We did ramp for 2 mana. Farseek, which is really good. Okay, so this, let's read this. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may exile Cosmina. If you do, it gains whenever land enters the battlefield under your control. If it's exiled, you may put a Voyage counter on it. If you don't, return it to the battlefield with X +1/+1 counter on it. And draw X cards with X the number of Voyage counters on it. So we'll put that in exile here. We'll just shock in a, let's see what we got here. A Watery Grave. Then we'll put a +1/+1 counter on it. Or a Voyage counter, technically not because it's in exile. And we'll play Wooburg right here. We'll do green, black, white, blue, red. Yep, we'll play. So I also forgot to mention how this works is the card has commander attack. So you could play Prismatic Bridge right here. And then if you decide to later on say Prismatic Bridge gets destroyed, go back to your command zone as Esika, you would pay 2 to play front side or back side. So we're going to play Prismatic Bridge right there. And then put our, I know these mold double face cards are really annoying in paper because you have to take them in and out or have checklist cards. Okay, so the idea is we want to do this. We're going to untap here. We're going to go to our turn. At the beginning of your upkeep, reveal cards from the top of your library to reveal a creature or planeswalker. Arcane Signet, that's not a creature or planeswalker. Hour of Promise. Athreos, sweet. Put it on the battlefield and rest on your bottom library, random order. Alright, we got 6 mana card for free. So see, mana production right there. Athreos. And got 4 devotion for Athreos. Not quite there yet, we're getting there. And at the beginning of your end step, put a coin counter on another target creature, which is, we don't have any creatures. Whenever a creature with coin counter on it dies or is put into exile, even your opponent's creatures, return that card to the battlefield under your control. I recommend not putting on commanders because you'll never get the commander. Because the command zone switch is a state-based effect, so there's no way to react to it, and this won't happen on commanders. Just remember that. Okay, so what we do is we haven't even drawn our card. We'll draw a card. Swords of Plowshares is a good card. Let's see what we could do. We could play Anguish of Making. Thassa here. Okecha can block, right? You got 3 or more creatures. Nope, Okecha cannot block. Thassa's not a creature, okay. So what we probably want to do is play our more expensive spell and hold up our cheaper interaction right here. And not take any more damage from our shock lands. We'll play that. Now our World Tree is online. We got 6 more lands. Trigger Cosmina right there. We're not ready to bring her back yet. We will play Thassa. It doesn't even matter what we tap now because we have World Tree. Thassa. Alright, this is exiled here. These are our creatures. So now we have 2 blue devotion and 4 Orzhov devotion. So we're not quite there yet. We say go. Hypothetically, we're gonna Swords of Plowshare or something. Tap the World Tree. Why not? Okay, so turn 6. Again, we do the Prismatic Bridge thing. Project this being an awesome flip. Crop Rotation. Nylea. Okay, so we got Nylea, Keen Eye. It's not a creature, so that's the problem. All your enchantment creatures come in, but they're not a creature. Thassa's not a creature either. We could Scry for Thassa's upkeep. Chromatic Lantern. We do want to get the World Tree mana quick here. We do not have a draw engine. We do have a draw engine a little bit here. Nylea. So we will actually bottom that and just take a random draw. It's probably better than, anything's probably better than Chromatic Lantern right now. Then we draw Triumph, which is essentially a Chromatic Lantern because we already have World Tree, which is better. We'll do this. We choose to put another counter on Cosmina because we're not in a rush. We might be in a rush soon. And then what we'll do is, and then we put a coin counter at the end of last turn on a creature opponent controls because we don't have creatures yet. We'll pay 3, reveal top card of your library, if it's a creature card, put in your hand. Otherwise, put in the graveyard, land, and then we'll just do the same. We'll do it at the end of turn, so it could have like English on making up for anything crazy. Land, graveyard. Okay. Here we go. Trigger Prismatic Bridge again. What we're gonna do is we're going to scry first. No, we're not. We're gonna do this first and then scry afterwards. Cultivate. Karametra. Boom. Put this on the bottom. Scry 1. Oh, this turn 7 here. Bam. Okay. Well, we don't want that. What we really want to do is see if we can do the World Tree shenanigans anytime soon. And then we'll draw a card. Zagoth Triome. Okay, so I think this turn, what we'll do is we'll put this down here because we have 1 green. Okay, so do we have enough devotion for Karametra? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 devotion. So close. When you cast a creature spell, you may search your library for a force or plains card, put it into the battlefield, tap, and shuffle your library. So Karametra is really good. We played Zagoth Triome. What we're going to do is we're going to take this back, put it onto the battlefield. Finally have a blue creature here. We're going to draw, comes with 3+1/+1 counters, draw 3 cards. 2, 3, we play our land. Oh, increase our devotion right there. This is not casting creature. So, okay, let's see what we can do. We play our land. We got a 5-drop and a 4-drop. So we cannot play those. So what we'll do is we'll increase our devotion right here with Altar of the Pantheon right there. We will tap this for 4, 5. Gosh, drop my breed pool. Tap all this. Play Xenagos. We trigger Karametra, get a Plains or a Force card, which is going to be a Triome, into play tapped. Let's see here. Get some Triomes here. Where are you? I know on Magic Online, it's so much easier. This is a Plains card, sure. It doesn't really matter because I got the World Tree mana. Okay, so let's count our devotion to whatever colors we have here. Cut this. Okay, we have these cards in our hand. So we have Athreos, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not devoted. Nylea, Kenai. I think she is a creature. Let's put creatures on this side, non-creatures on this side. Nylea is 1 devotion, green. 1, 2, 3, 4. Altar Pantheon's 5. Nylea is a creature. We made it. Oh, creature spells cost 1 that has to cast. I totally forgot about that. So let's just save 1 for our because of Nylea. Here she's a creature. Xenagos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Altar of the Pantheon is a creature. Karametra 1 green. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Creature. Thassa 1, 2, 3, 4. Not a creature. Athreos 1, 2. Oh, this is gonna take forever. So always keep track of what your creatures are or not. Athreos 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not a creature. Okay, these are non-creatures. These are creatures. These are 1 away from devotion. All right. Next turn. Turn 8. We're probably dead by now because we can get a board wipe, but you know, let's pretend it's a slow game. We got these coin counters on everything at the end of turn. Do this. Playing a bridge thing. Scarab God. That says now a creature. And Athreos is now a creature. So now I have giant indestructible blockers, which is what we want. We do Cosmina. Not Cosmina. Thassa. We do not want the Fellwar Storm again. Decline that. We'll draw a card. Firika. She'll become a creature instantly. So what you do is you play your Cascading Cataract. You see if you have your Progenitus mana. You do, right? So you have this plus your Progenitus mana. Green, green, red, red, black, black, blue, blue, white, white. You tap this. You sack the World Tree. You search for any number of god cards, put them to the battlefield, then shuffle your library. So you definitely have devotion. Then you're like, hey, let's do it. Bantu. That has a trigger. Keranos. Right there. Afara. Let's see, you get to draw a card, delay trigger. Draw a card next upkeep. Kovori. Phoenix. Crufix. Nylea. Heliod 1. Scorpion God Heliod 2. God Eternal Ketra. Iroas. See, I probably missed one. Ronus. Erebos, Locust God. Valky, Klothos. God Eternal Ronus. Bam. Like, that is what you want to do with the World Tree. I don't even know. They have so many triggers. I don't even know what's going on. See. Bam. You do all this. There's some triggers. This has a trigger. This has a trigger. Some other triggers somewhere. You go like, bam, there's my army. Oh, nothing grants haste, does it? Does Xanagos grant haste? Yes, Xanagos grants haste. So give something haste. You got Eternal Rona, God Eternal Aroas, not God Eternal Aroas. Aroas, God of Victory. Keeps you from dying. See here. You have some lifelink potential. You tapped all your mana here. All your creatures have vigilance. So just like, bam, let's go for it. Attack. That's what the deck's about. The deck is about this one card. I just love it. I think this deck's super fun. It might be slow out of the gate. This is super casual. This is not a very competitive deck, but it's super, super fun. And I hope you enjoy it. Again, if you enjoyed the video, give the video a thumbs up. Smash the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Deck list, TCG player, affiliate link in the description below. And as always, have a wonderful day.